Good evening, everybody. My name is Mangesh Panditrao. I'm the co-founder, CEO at Shoptimize. Shoptimize is in the D2c enablement space. We've been working with brands, helping them set up and grow e-commerce for about a decade now. So we started early, but it's helped us to actually learn quite a lot about this space. Also watch it grow and all the investments that we've been doing in tech over the years, we've been able to use them very effectively now. So what I will be talking about today, and this is a question that we often get asked by our customers, is about, when you're trying to grow on e-commerce, what do you focus on? Do you focus on selling on marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, Ajio, etc., or do you focus on your own website or your own .com? And we've had a very consistent answer that has not changed over the last several years, that it's not an either or problem. It is something that you need to focus on both these. And what I'll be talking about a little bit today is how you can use growth on marketplace to fuel D2C, how you can use D2C to fuel growth on your marketplace sales. So this is a little bit about the D2C market, and this picture has changed quite a bit during the pandemic. Everybody is looking at this space to invest in, trying to build new brands. A lot of new generation brands are coming up. Existing brands are taking up this channel, and several different steps are being taken by different brands, different sectors to leverage this channel of sales, right? So I would just like to start today with two different stories of our customers. One customer who we've been working with now for about 7 years, very large food brand. The focus was only selling on their own website. They never wanted to sell on marketplaces. We've grown that business organically to about $1 million a year now. But about a year and a half ago, they opened up that business to marketplaces. And now their revenue has gone from million and a half to upwards of 10 million a year. Very rapid growth, which has come from marketplaces, but they were prepared for that based on what they invested in D2C. The second example is of an apparel brand. I used to sell primarily on Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon, channels like that, and they did a business of about $7 to $8 million a year selling on these channels. It's about 6 months ago that they started taking D2C as a new channel, and they've grown from 6 to 9, but the additional 3 million has come at a much higher gross margin for them, making that whole e-commerce bucket a far more sustainable growing bucket. So we are seeing stories like this unveil every day. So in addition to D2C, there is also growth on sales on Amazon, Flipkart. Amazon revenues are up by 49% year over year. Flipkart is up 25%, all continuing to grow, right? So how do you pick, and what is really the state of consumers who are buying today? This is data again from 3 of our stores. One is a fashion brand, less than a year old. The other is a food brand, 10 years old. The third is a cosmetics brand. And the violet or the purple section shows repeat buyers. We can see that at best case, half your customers are repeat, which is an extremely ideal scenario today. But very often you have 10, 15, 20% of your business only coming from repeat customers. So this is the of e-commerce today. A lot of customers are buying for the first time, and getting their attention and keeping them is really the play, right? So when you work with marketplaces, what do you really get in return? So you're able to reach new customers, customers you otherwise wouldn't have had access to. You get a lot of competitor analysis. So a lot of this data is available based on what your competitors are doing, what prices they are selling for, the number of units they are selling, their position on those marketplaces. It helps you learn a lot because there are multiple brands there, right? The third thing that we push, especially for new age brands, is product market fit. A marketplace is probably the best place for you to find a fit for your product, to get your pricing right, right? Because you can have your product in front of millions of consumers, and small changes done on pricing, on content, it can have a huge impact, and you can learn a lot from that. The next part is, customer service. These marketplaces have invested heavily in giving very good customer service to their consumers, and you can leverage that infrastructure. And the last piece where a lot of our brands benefit from is customer feedback. These are channels where you can get a lot of reviews, you can get a lot of genuine feedback, which you can then utilize to improve your product, improve your content. So, in a nutshell, a great place to be seen and a great place to collect a lot of information. What do you get from D2C, right? D2C is actually where your brand gets built. It is where you can tell your story, where you can talk about what principles you stand by. And this is something that builds brand loyalty over time, right? We've seen higher margins when you sell directly through your .com. Again, the caveat is, can you manage CAC, which is cost of acquisition? You can learn about your customers. There are lot more things that you can track on your own website, including how they react to pop-ups, messages, discounts, offers, bundles. You can try a lot more things, and we keep encouraging our brands to try a lot on that website because it's a great source of learning. And it's the channel where you increase the lifetime value of your customers. So what D2C lets you do is build a sustainable digital sales channel, but most importantly, it lets you own your customer, right? As you can understand, in both of these cases, the key element is data. And we have seen in the last 2 to 3 years a significant improvement in people's ability to collect data. People have started valuing that data, and in some cases even looking at that data on a regular basis. But very soon that data is becoming really, really overwhelming, right? Just a simple example, one website with 10,000 visitors a day is generating 1 million data points every day, right? And it's becoming increasingly hard to analyze this manually. And there are several challenges that brands are facing. Now that they have the data, what do you really do with it, right? And that is where any system which is leveraging machine learning, which is leveraging the ability to use algorithms to analyze data, to come up with potential outcomes and make it very easy for your company to take relevant actions, is going to become more and more relevant. So as you continue to use D2C to grow on marketplaces and marketplaces to grow on D2C, the underlying backbone of this growth is data and your ability to analyze and grow using that data. And this has gone well beyond manual analysis levels. There is rarely an analyst who can process this amount of information on a daily basis. So this is where we see e-commerce going. There is a future for both D2C and marketplaces, and each of them have their own strengths and their own weaknesses. And if you can leverage these strengths and minimize the impact of the weaknesses, you can build a very strong growth channel on e-commerce. So that's a little bit about this topic. We are at booth 12A. Happy to continue these conversations. A lot of my teammates are also there. Look forward to seeing you guys there and sharing more information in this space. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, guys.